Viewer discretion advised. This video discusses a real criminal case involving murder convictions as documented in official court records. It contains no graphic imagery, explicit details, or speculation, only verified facts from police reports, judgments like People v. Gacy, 1984, and family statements. Imagine the quiet Chicago suburb of Norwood Park in the late 1970s, a place where families waved to neighbors, kids rode bikes until dusk, and John Wayne Gacy, a respected contractor and community volunteer dressed as Pogo the Clown, hosted fundraisers and block parties. Beneath that facade, according to court records from People v. Gacy, 1984, the remains of 29 young men and boys were later unearthed from the crawl space under his home at 8213 West Summerdale Avenue. Welcome to our deep dive into this notorious case, structured in 3 acts, drawing exclusively from official police reports, court judgments, and verified family statements, never speculation as fact, and always respecting YouTube's community guidelines by focusing on documented evidence. Victims and family perspective. Court records confirm 33 victims whose bodies were recovered between December 1978 and April 1979, primarily young males aged 14 to 21 employed by or connected to Gacy's construction firm, PDM Contractors. According to the official police report from Des Plaines Police Department, the case ignited on December 11, 1978, when 15-year-old Robert Piest vanished after leaving his after-school job at Nissan Pharmacy to discuss employment with Gacy. His mother, Elizabeth Piest, filed a missing person report within hours, providing the first critical link. The family of John Butkovich, an 18-year-old PDM employee who disappeared on July 31, 1975, claims they contacted authorities over 100 times in the following years, urging investigation into Gacy due to their son's unexplained absence after cashing a paycheck from him. Gregory Godzik, 17, went missing December 12, 1976, shortly after starting work for Gacy. His family states Gacy personally visited them, claiming Godzik had borrowed his car and fled to Florida, even referencing an erased answering machine message as supposed proof. Randall Reffitt, 15, and Samuel Stapleton, 14, vanished together on May 14, 1976. Some media reports have raised concerns that they were last seen near Chicago's rail yards, with their remains later identified from the crawl space via dental records. Families endured years of uncertainty. The parents of John Premium, 20, who disappeared October 4, 1977, noted he had just been discharged from the National Guard and was seeking construction work. Online communities have speculated that relatives like those of Michael Bonnet, 17, missing March 15, 1977 while hitchhiking, felt dismissed by initial police responses. Post-conviction, victim siblings and parents gathered at Stateville Correctional Center for Gacy's 1994 execution. Some family claims indicate they learned of his death via a prison TV broadcast rather than official notification, amplifying their sense of institutional neglect. Investigation and law enforcement. The official police report states that Des Plaines detectives zeroed in on Gacy after Piest's employer confirmed the teen had met him. Surveillance began December 12, 1978, revealing Gacy's 1968 Iowa conviction for sodomy with a teenage boy and a 1972 battery charge involving a young male. On December 13th, a search warrant uncovered key evidence: a high school ring belonging to missing John Schick, January 1977, a film receipt matching Piest's from Nissan Pharmacy, and ropes, handcuffs, and photos of bound youths in Gacy's home, alongside officers noting a pervasive chemical odor masking decomposition. According to court records in People v. Gacy, Officer David Schultz testified to detecting putrefied human body odor during exterior surveillance. bolstering probable cause for a second warrant on December 21st, which led to the discovery of 29 bodies in the crawl space, some strangling, others showing signs of sexual assault via forensic analysis. Gacy confessed to detectives on December 22, 1978, admitting to approximately 30 killings, describing methods like chloroform use and body disposals in the Des Plaines and Illinois rivers. 4 additional bodies, including Piast's, were later dredged from those waterways. Survivor accounts aided the probe. Jeffrey Rignall reported being lured into Gacy's car in May 1978, tortured with chemical restraints and dumped. He identified Gacy's vehicle plate despite initial police inaction. Robert Donnelly described a similar January 1978 assault, beaten and violated but released alive. The defense argued in court that initial warrants were overly broad and surveillance violated privacy, but the judgment upheld them based on Piast's direct connection and Gacy's criminal history. By January 1979, over 100 officers processed the scene, using dental records and X-rays to identify remains amid neighborhood evacuations due to lime and decomposition gases. Legal system and final sentence. Gacy's trial commenced February 6, 1980, in the Cook County Circuit Court before Judge Louis Garippo, facing 33 counts of murder, rape, and deviant sexual assault. The prosecution presented 97 witnesses over 6 weeks. In the judgment, the court found Gacy guilty on all 33 murder counts on March 12, 1980. After the jury deliberated less than 2 hours, citing confessions, body identifications, fibers matching victims' clothing, and bite mark evidence on one victim. The defense argued in court that Gacy qualified for an insanity plea, introducing psychiatrists who diagnosed multiple personalities, head trauma from childhood beatings, and alcoholic blackouts erasing memory of the acts. They claimed an alternate Jack persona committed the crimes. Prosecutors countered with testimony from experts deeming Gacy a manipulative sociopath fully aware and organized in his actions, supported by his detailed post-arrest confessions and lack of remorse. Some media reports have raised concerns that jury instructions on insanity were debated, but the court rejected the defense, imposing the death penalty on 12 counts involving strangulation and life imprisonment on 21 others on March 13, 1980. Appeals reached the Illinois Supreme Court, which in 1984 affirmed the convictions, dismissing 39 claims including search legality and jury bias. All federal appeals failed, and Gacy was executed by lethal injection on May 10, 1994, at Stateville Correctional Center, his last words reportedly a Bible misquote. This account relies solely on court records and police documents. Subscribe for more evidence-based explorations of historic cases. As the gavel fell in that Cook County courtroom and the final appeals crumbled, according to the judgment in People v. Gacy, the court sealed a verdict that brought some measure of closure to shattered families after years of desperate searches and dismissed pleas. For the relatives who waited outside Stateville that May Day and 1994 mothers clutching faded photos, siblings hardened by loss, some family claims reveal a haunting finality. Learning of the execution through a flickering prison TV screen rather than a compassionate official notification. Their grief forever compounded by the system's lingering silences and oversights. This case, dissected solely from police reports, legal judgments, and verified statements, lays bare the devastating human cost behind every statistic. The vanished futures of sons, brothers, and friends who trusted a job offer or a clown's smile. It underscores the persistence of investigators who followed chemical odors and film receipts to unthinkable horrors, and the legal machinery that, despite defense pleas of fractured minds, affirmed accountability through overwhelming evidence. What enduring lessons do these records hold for us today? How can communities better heed families' urgent pleas? sharpen law enforcement's instincts on patterns of disappearances, and fortify the scales of justice against deception masked as respectability? These questions echo through the documents, challenging us to vigilance in an unpredictable world. If this evidence-based deep dive into one of history's most documented cases gripped you, hit that subscribe button now and join thousands uncovering truth through official records. Never hype, always facts. Turn on notifications so you never miss our next examination of notorious investigations. Drop your thoughtful takeaways in the comments below. What struck you most from the court findings? Share with fellow true crime enthusiasts who value policy-compliant, source storytelling, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay informed, stay safe.